Over the past week, we have gotten the chance to try out OPPO's new premium tier smartphone, the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Top tier imaging performance was promised, but did the Find X5 Pro live up to it? Well, we think it really depends. The Find series is back again this year with the X5 Pro, which is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC, which houses an octa-core CPU along with the Adreno 730 GPU that's very similar to the OnePlus 10 Pro that we reviewed before. But unlike the 10 Pro, there is also a non-Pro variant of the Find X5 available. So if you guys are interested in us covering that as well, definitely do let us know in the comments down below. Alongside the SoC is also a neural processing unit called the Murray Silicon X, which handles all the image processing for the Find X5 Pro. Now, this is so important that they made sure to list it in the About Device setting that even shows you a video of supposedly how awesome it is. But is the camera really that good? Well, we'll get to it. Bringing all the internal hardware together is OPPO's ColorOS 12.1 and all its customizable goodness. If you're already used to Android, then there's not much to mention here. But if you're a long-time iPhone user, you'll definitely find some nostalgia in ColorOS with all your installed apps on the home screen without the app drawer. Although, that setting can still be switched on if you wish to only have essential apps sticking around. The fingerprint scanner and face unlock work flawlessly in our experience even with the mask on. Not sure if that's a good thing, but it sure is convenient. For those of you who are dying to know, you can also set your own custom image in the always on display as well. Now, in order to marvel at your always on display, you'll definitely need a good screen for it. The Find X5 Pro is equipped with a 6.7-inch WQHD+ AMOLED LTPO2 panel with a variable refresh rate of up to 120Hz for all your social media browsing and especially gaming. Not all games will take advantage of the 120Hz however, but with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, it will definitely hold its own with most games and more, so nothing to worry about for you gamers out there. Performance is top notch. Much like other phones, the Find X5 Pro will get pretty warm to the touch after a few sessions of Call of Duty, but it's really nothing out of the ordinary. Performance doesn't really throttle, it's pretty great. If you're always out and about, the display is also able to hit a good 1300 nits peak brightness, so you needn't worry about that. Viewing your content is of no issues whatsoever. Speakers are positioned in your standard front and bottom firing placements. For a premium level smartphone, the speakers is a little bit average, with adequate loudness but really lacking in the bass and mids. It's not really that impressive here, so let's move on. Housing this mean machine is a scratch-resistant ceramic back panel along with a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus front panel. The power and volume buttons are located on opposite sides with a Type-C port and dual SIM slot at the bottom. It's curved around the camera area much like its predecessor, the Find X3 Pro, and we've gotta say, it does feel really premium to hold. The only thing about it is that it does get smudges very easily from fingerprints or oil stains, so if you're bothered with that sort of thing, we definitely suggest immediately slapping on the case that's included in the box. What's also included in the box is the 80W Super VOOC charger that charges the Find X5 Pro from 1 to 50% in just about 12 minutes. The battery life is also nothing if not reliable, getting through the day with general usage on 120Hz and a full Quad HD Plus resolution, along with Bluetooth, location and always on display. No issues at all. Now of course, if you do a little bit of gaming, then you will drain the battery out before the day ends, but hey, that's where the fast charging really comes in handy. But now, on to the main highlight, the cameras and that image processing. The Find X5 Pro is equipped with a 50MP f1.7 main camera, a 50MP f2.2 ultra-wide and a 13MP f2.4 telephoto lens. Much like the OnePlus 10 Pro, the camera was developed in collaboration with Hasselblad, so you'll notice similarities in a way that it handles colors with vibrant blue skies and really green grass. Skin tones are handled pretty well as well, with just a slight saturation and blacks are crushed, giving most images a really strong contrast. Under most daylight conditions, this camera will definitely nail both portrait and landscape shots. The photo mode also comes with 3 exclusive filters dubbed the Master Filters designed with Hasselblad, namely Radiance, Serenity and Emerald. Personally, we do like the look of the Radiance filter as it makes the colors pop in a very 90s and stylish way, but we'll let you be the judge of that. Serenity and Emerald do look really interesting as well. One thing to note is that you have to set the filter when you're shooting the photo, and you can't apply it after the photos have been taken. However, there are still a bunch of interesting filters that you can use to make your photo stand out. The camera system is also capable of shooting up to 4K 60 frames per second, and as far as the video quality goes, it's pretty alright. It does also feature 5-axis optical image stabilization, which makes the videos plenty stable even without the ultra steady mode. But it's there if you need it, which will add on an additional layer of digital image stabilization. Night shots in particular are handled pretty well, especially in video mode where they can actually catch details even in dimly lit places, and we have the Mari Silicon X to thank for it. In some cases for photos, there's almost no visible difference in the image whether or not the night mode is on. Lastly, the 32MP selfie camera. It's there if you need it, and you can use it to make your emoji do facial expressions. And that's about it for our take on the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Now, the phone will go on pre-order in Singapore from 16th April and will be available island-wide on 30th April at a price of 1699 Singapore dollars for the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage option. Overall, we really find the imaging in the Find X5 Pro to be really pleasant, and it definitely walks the talk. But whether is it worth the premium price tag will really be dependent on if you're willing to shell out your hard-earned money just to really be able to take photos and videos at night, and have some cool filters to go along with it. In any case, we feel that there are some areas where it could have been better, but it's still a solid smartphone overall. Thanks for watching our review of the OPPO Find X5 Pro. If you like our videos, please subscribe and follow us so you don't miss out on any of our tech related content. Till then, see you at the next one.